Hello, YouTubers. It's Barbie J here. Welcome to my channel, June BLC. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of The Equalizer, Season 5, Episode 8, Guns and Roses. Now, I gotta apologize to all of you because I didn't realize The Equalizer came back on yet. Usually there goes months in between their mid-season and final season breaks. And the truth is, I was away out of town on the Sunday it came back. So when I'm away, I don't be watching TV like that. Anywho, and especially when you're in somebody else's house, you know what I mean? But anyway, y'all could all thank Lamont Simpson because he's the one who asked me, did it come back? And then he told me he was watching it. And so I checked my TV because I have it set to automatically record The Equalizer. And sure enough, there it is. So let's start with this recap and review right now. But before we get started, if you're new here or if you're returning and have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, please take a moment right now and hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all. It'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you smash that like button, which is the thumbs up button, write a comment and join the conversation and share because what? Sharing is caring, and because you want to help a sister's channel grow. Anyway, so this episode starts off with a little girl sitting in her living room watching TV, and their gunshots break out, and her grandmother go running in there, and sure enough, the little girl got shot. So now it's the next morning. We see Robin, Aunt Vi, and Delilah in the kitchen, and Aunt Vi is cooking up some of her mama favorite buttermilk biscuits, and she talking about there's a pecan pie for later, and Robin's like, what's going on? And she says she got a date with that handsome, distinguished looking Captain Curtis. And Delilah's upset because she done used up all the butter, and she said Cam is coming over and we supposed to be watching, movies together, and I need the butter for the butternut popcorn. She was like, look, try this. Aunt Vi hooked her to putting some Cajun seasoning on it, giving it a little flair, a little tasty taste to the popcorn. And she said, oh, this is great. So she told her, D, let me tell you something. Don't let that boy be trying to date you from the living room couch. He need to put in the effort. You make sure. She said, I got you, Aunt Vi. Then she leaves, and Robin tell her, look, baby girl. She said, I know, be respectful and stuff. She said, that's right, because your mama don't play. And I was like, I hear that. So now we have Robin showing up to the hospital to see Miss Nora Green. She's the woman whose granddaughter, Jessie, got shot, and she wants Robin to find out who did it. And she did say that, the cops said that they would look into it, but it's been 3 days now and nothing's happened. And so Robin says she'll do her best to find out. So she goes back to the Bat Cave and talks to Harry and Mel. And Harry does admit that the illegal firearms are on the rise in that neighborhood. So Robin thinks that it can't be a coincidence that those guns might be from this guy Salazar or somebody, she said. She said that shipment that she lost, and they're like, don't blame yourself for that. Stop beating yourself up about that. And Harry said, because there's enough blame to go around, because y'all know Harry dropped the ball and left Robin hanging. So now it seems the police know who shot that little girl. I think it's somebody named Trick Collins, but they don't have a weapon, and they have nobody who will put it on the record that they saw him do it. So Robin has Harry looking into him while she runs back to the hospital and check on little Jessie. So now we at the precinct, and we have Detective Dante, who is now Special Agent Dante, walking in there, and his captain is not happy about it. She got a call from DA Grafton telling her that Dante and his guys will be squatting there while they're working on a special case. He let her know that real estate in New York City is tight. And he said, plus, I thought you'd miss me as much as I missed you. She said, here, I thought you just came here to tick me off. He said, nah, that was just a bonus. I was laughing. So Dante is talking to his team about the case, and they bring up the name of Salazar. And he said, oh, my God. He said, a colleague of mine's had a nasty run-in with him. He said, I'd love the opportunity to pay him back. So they on board to go after this guy just as much as Robin is. Next thing you know, we see Salazar talking to these guys, talking about needing more money to purchase more product, as he called it. So he said that he wants to control the weapons market and eliminate his competition. So he's trying to grow and get bigger. Meanwhile, we have Harry and Mel. They find a video of Trick giving a paper bag to Gerald Jackson. This is some guy who's just as crazy as Salazar. He once tortured a guy by stealing his tattoos. They said, just think about Silence of the Lambs. I said, dang, that's messed up. So anyway, Mel finds this guy, Gerald, and she ties him up and asks, where's the gun? And she explains to him that Trick gave him the murder weapon because he needed a fall guy. So who's going to get the life sentence if she shows the police the video of them? So I guess the guy gave Mel the gun because then Harry ran the serial number and he calls Robin and gives her the information about the gun. So she says she wants to take Salazar down so no one else will get hurt by his guns. So Robin tells Miss Green that the cops got the guy and arrested him, but then Miss Green tells her that little Jesse died. So you know Robin is pissed right now about this. So she, Mel, and Harry put their heads together and try to come up with a plan to find out how Salazar is able to steal all of these weapons from a naval base. And Robin tells them to call a distribution center in Connecticut, and she'll call Dante to see if the FTF have any information that'll help them. Meanwhile, we have Dee and Cam in the living room, and he loves that Cajun seasoning on the popcorn. He said it's fire. And then she learns that he likes movies with cars, and she tells him her mom is like that too. She's a gearhead and has been, working on this Chevelle 1970 Super Sport. Cam is like, what? He's so amazing. He asks to see it. And Dee kind of hesitates a bit, but then she says okay and gets the car keys. Now, I am writing this review as I watch the show, so I am praying that Cam doesn't do something stupid, start the car up, and do something to break something, because Robin will lose it. And that would be on Dee for even going in there and touching her mother's stuff without her permission. So now we see Robin and Special Agent Dante meeting, walking and talking about this whole thing with Salazar. And he's like, the last time he almost killed you, she said, well, I'm going after him because I can't let his guns kill another child over in this neighborhood. And he asks, what can he do to help? So she asked him for any information he and the FTF have on Salazar. So now we have Mel and Harry. They're at that distribution center, and they learned that that center has had 5 trucks hijacked this year with weapons and guns in them. So now we see Aunt Vi and Curtis out on a date, and they're painting and stuff, and they're getting to know each other. He got 2 grown kids who got kids of their own, and he preferred to be called Big Papa. She said, I bet you do. And they chuckle about that because I was laughing myself. And I guess he said he's more of a traditionalist, whereas Aunt Vi says she doesn't really need a partner, but he does love a committed relationship. We now have Robin and Mel. They find out that another truck was going out with weapons, so they try to intercept it before Salazar's people could get it. But when they got there and beat up the guys and opened the back of the truck, it had a camera in there and an explosive, and it blew up. And thank God neither one of them got hurt. So now we see Robin and Dante at the precinct, and they're going over some stuff about Salazar. The captain comes out and sees her, and she's like, I know just who you are, and I don't think that you should be here. I'm not going to allow no vigilante to be up in my precinct. And he said, let me tell you something. He said, this is my case. This might be your precinct, but this is my case, and she's a valuable asset to it. A little girl got killed this morning, and we're trying to take him down. And so Robin said, you have the wrong idea about me. And she's like, whatever. And then Dante said, maybe I need to call DA Grafton. And Captain said, dealing with this right now is why I'm so glad you took that job at FTF. And then she walked away, and Robin thanked Dante for having her back, and he said, always. So now back over to Aunt Vi and Curtis, and she takes a moment to admit to him that she really wants love right now in her life. And he said, well, let's see where this goes. And I was saying, ooh, shooky, shooky now. Now we're back to Dee and Cam, and just what I was afraid might happen did happen. She allowed him to take the car out because he was so excited about it. She thought that was a way to get close to him. That's your mother's baby. You shouldn't have never let anybody touch it or take it anywhere. So they go out on the street. They're at a red light. She reaches over and kisses him after he holds her hand because she's feeling all kind of emotional and stuff, And the next thing you know, somebody hits them in the rear, and then they take off and drive. And now the car won't move, and they have to get it towed. And Dee said, my mother is going to kill me. And she's absolutely right. So now we have Robin and Dante confronting Miss Nolan, who is Salazar's girlfriend, they believe, and she thinks his name is Angel Ruiz. And they're telling her, no, he's this, he's that, and she's not really believing them. And so Robin said, you know what? Never mind. So they let her leave, and then Robin tells Dante that Harry did something to the girl's phone, so they'll be able to hear everything she says to Salazar. So the girl goes and calls Salazar, gets him up there in a hotel room, and she tells him that she was confronted by the FTF and some woman, and he's like, what? And so she said, this is going to interfere with our shipment. He said, it's going to interfere with my shipment. And the next thing you know, he shot her and killed her. And by the time Robin and Dante got up there, she was dead, and Salazar was getting away. So Harry looks into the manager at that distribution center in Connecticut and realizes he's either working for or with Salazar. So Dante tells Robin he believes that Captain can help them with this guy. So he goes to see Captain, and Captain brings the guy in, and she starts questioning him about where the weapons shipment is, and he's acting like he don't know where any shipment is. So he's not cooperating, and it frustrates the Captain, especially when he says, what are you thinking of doing to me? Physical persuasion now? He said, you can't do anything to me because you're a cop. And she said, yes, I am, but he's not. And she opens the door, and Dante's right there. So they turn off that camera in the interrogation room, and Dante threatens him with a hammer like he was going to break all the bones in his hand. And then the guy decides to start talking and says he thinks he knows something about a shipment. So he gives them an address, and Dante goes there with all of his men and stuff. There's like 15 of them or something, like they're running into there, and the warehouse is empty. So Robin reaches out to Harry, who says 6 trucks left there. 5 of them are decoys, and 1 has the weapons in it. So all the men go out there, and they catch all of those trucks, and they open them up, and they're all empty. And then Robin says, maybe the guns are still there at the warehouse, and they never left. So they go back to that warehouse, and they find a hidden doorway which leads to another area, and there's all those weapons and guns, and there was about 25 men there, and Dante and them came in with their men, and they're like, you're outnumbered. And then NYPD came in from the other side, and they were outnumbered, and they captured all of them and the weapons, but there was no Salazar, and Robin is not happy about that. So Robin stops by to see Miss Green and give her an update on what happened, and then she places a flower down on the makeshift memorial for little Jessie that's right there in front of the building. So now it's nighttime, and we see Robin and Dante walking, and they're near the water or something like that. And Marcus tells her he's been thinking about them and what he wants for their relationship. And he says he's finishing this case with the FTF, and then he's out. He said his life is in New York with his family and with her if she still wants that. And Robin tried to make excuses like, but you just got a lot going on and all this. And he grabbed her and said, this is what I want going on. And he starts kissing her. I said, oh, shooky now. I was loving it. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Put it down in the comment section how that made you feel right there. So now Robin gets home, and she's feeling good, and Dee is there, and she tells her what happened. And Robin's like, you drove my daddy's car? And she said, she said, what, you wanted to impress your new boyfriend? You know how much that car means to me. She said, one day you'll understand, when you have nothing but memories left of somebody you love. And then she said, you're grounded. Go to your room. She was pissed. And that's when Aunt Vi came in and tells Robin about her afternoon. And she said, he's a good one. And Robin said, a perfect date. And then told her she's not the only one dating someone. And Aunt Vi's like, wait, hold up. She said Marcus is quitting his gig and moving back to New York. And Aunt Vi is like, which means, and Robin says, we're going to give it another try. So they both get giggly, and they about to open up a bottle of wine and talk all about what happened between both of them that day. And then the episode ends with Dante sitting in the precinct. It's dark. The captain is leaving. She said, nice job that he did. And he's like, thanks. And then he decides to open up one of the letters and read it that his father sent him when he was younger from prison. And the one last thing that happened is Salazar caught up with the 2 white guys he was making a deal with earlier, and he shot one of them in the head and killed him. And he told the other one, now I'm sure we could work out a deal, a better deal at a discount. And I was like, oh my God, he's about to terrorize New York City. And I'm praying that Robin and Dante is going to get him and take him down. But my thing is, what is Dante going to do now if he stays in New York and he leaves the FTF? I know Captain is not going to let him stay at that precinct. So maybe he's gonna start another team or something like that, or FTF in New York on the East Coast or something. Y'all put it down in the comment section what y'all think Dante should do. And I will see you all in the next video. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. It's your girl Barbie J saying this was another great episode. Peace.